Hey, my name's Vivian, and I hate my sister. Yeah, I know, you probably think I don't mean it, but I do. I really do. At 16, my sister Lena is 1 year older than me. As little kids, we were never close. It's like she resented me for being born and stealing the attention away from her. She always used to boss me about, knock me over when mom wasn't looking, and steal my stuff. Now, as teenagers, she still does all those things and more. She's just a horrible person. It doesn't help that I'm pretty popular and have loads more friends than she does. Living with Lena is hard. So, to help deal with my problems, I keep a diary where I write down all my thoughts and feelings. I find that it's really helped me cope with things. I always knew that in Lena's hands, my diary could cause me a lot of damage. So I hid it under the loose floorboard under my bed. Lena didn't have a clue about my secret hiding space. Or so I thought. Then, one day, I came back from a sleepover at my friend Kate's house to discover that the loose floorboards had been removed and my diary had gone. I was so freaked out that I almost puked up. This was bad. This was very, very bad. I ransacked my room just in case I'd accidentally left it out, although I knew this was doubtful as I was super careful with it. Then, Lena appeared in my bedroom door and said to me, "Are you looking for something?" To my horror, she was holding my diary. I like to think that I'm a good person, but I've done some bad things that I'm not proud of. I've learned from my mistakes and try my hardest to be a better person. But I've written all of the bad things I've ever done in that diary, and now my evil sister knows everything. She opened it up and began reading out the passage I wrote about the time I drank too much at a party and stupidly kissed my friend Kate's boyfriend. I tried explaining to Lena that it happened months ago and it had been a massive mistake, but she just smirked at me. She told me that she would tell Kate what I did unless I did exactly as she asked. I didn't want to do anything for Lena, but I felt like I didn't have a choice. Kate has been my best friend since middle school, and I didn't want to lose her. For the next few days, I felt terrible knowing that Lena had this power over me. She made me do all of her chores, such as cleaning up the dishes and taking out the trash, but I knew this was just the beginning of her commands. One time, I got home from school to my worried parents, saying their credit card was missing. A phone notification told them that someone had spent $100 with it. I went to my room to find that my sister was already there. She gave me my parents' card and told me to go and return it to them and tell them that I was the one who stole it. I said no, but she pulled out my diary with a smirk. I had no choice but to do it. I told my parents that it was because I wanted this cute dress so badly. My mom looked shocked and kept asking me if it was true because I've always been a good kid. She sighed and forgave me, since I had the courage to own up to what I did, but she also looked really disappointed in me. Then one weekend, while I was mowing the lawn, the cute guy next door called me from over the fence and told me that he had 2 tickets to the cinema that night. He asked if I wanted to join him. Of course, I said yes. Lena must have seen it all from her bedroom window because as soon as I got inside, she stopped me at the door and forced me to tell the guy that I was sick so that she would go instead of me. And the commanding continued. She told me that she hated this one girl at school and that she had a plan for me to follow. The next day during lunch break, she pretended to accidentally spill her soup on that girl's dress. Then, apologizing, she went with her to the bathroom to buy me time so I could steal the girl's homework and throw it away. Her mission impossible went perfectly. No one suspected a thing, and I was so relieved. I was super nervous because I never did things like this before. Then, later that day, I saw the girl crying as she frantically searched her locker for her homework. I felt so bad. I had to stop this. So I skipped the rest of school so I could go home early and search Lena's room for her diary. I looked everywhere, but it turns out my evil sister wasn't dumb enough to keep one. Worse still, she knew that I'd been in her room, and she told me that as punishment, I had to cut my waist-length hair to my chin. Otherwise, she would not only tell people that I kissed Kate's boyfriend, but also that I stole that girl's homework. I'd been growing my hair out for years, but she'd ruined her own hair with bleach and messed it up. She was only making me cut mine out of spite. As I was walking to the hairdressers in town, Kate rang me up. I started crying and told her that Lena was blackmailing me with my diary entries and that she was making me cut my hair. By the time I arrived at the hairdressers, Kate was waiting outside. She told me that this wasn't right and that I should only cut my hair because I wanted to, not because my sister was making me. She also told me that Lena would never stop. She'd just keep making me do more and more crazy things. I knew that Kate was right. I couldn't carry on like this. I was constantly on edge at what Lena was going to make me do next. I went home, and Lena was in my room. She was wearing my favorite sweater, and she was eating a bag of chips on my bed, and purposely getting crumbs all over it. That was my limit. I got so angry and told her that I wasn't doing it anymore, and that I would take responsibility for what I did and quit being her puppet. She now had no power over me anymore. I know that I need to confess what I did to the people I hurt before Lena gets to them first. I'm worried that they will hate me, and the thought of losing them as friends is horrible and super scary, but it's the right thing to do. Firstly, I have to go find Kate and tell her what I did. I'm so nervous. I really hope she forgives me.